the opportunity, I would do something to help fight the stigma associated with substance abuse, and that was the birth thought that was of my company, Sober Words. And Sober Words, the most powerful tool you can use, words, to fight stigma that's associated with substance use. And so we have apparel and different novelty items to help create conversations around substance use that will decrease the stigma associated with it, that will increase the opportunities for people to have conversations of safety around the issue. So I'm just happy to be here.
Thank you, man. And last but not least, man, this gentleman that I'm gonna, present now, he probably didn't know anything about this industry and, this field and what's taking place in our community. And a few years ago, I was in a car accident, and he's one of the ones who represented me. And ever since, he's just been a part of everything that For Real Recovery does. So with that, Nick from Kleinman and Lessman, man.
I'm Nick Fasolo with the Law Office of Kleinman and Lessman. I had the pleasure to be around Manny for the last 3-4 years, and I've connected well with his community. And the one thing that's awesome about this is that I've always indulged in hearing what people have going on. I'm a relationship builder, so no better way than to connect with a community that people seem to think is underground. This is not an underground community. This is above ground. There are people that are looking for help, and with Manny's need for resources to help further his journey, I'm certainly a big supporter of what Manny does and will continue to be. So thanks for having me today.
Thank you, man. This is what I like to call the elite team. There's also another gentleman who drove from Miami, Dago Blanco, that's from part of the Art for Hope Tour Film Project. He was the bus driver. Let's give him a big round of applause. I've got some questions for the panelists. You guys are also free, to ask any questions, you may have. This is the first ever panel discussion on substance use disorder, mental health, and community engagement. I think all three of these, go hand in hand with what it is we're trying to achieve, which is to educate, raise awareness, and get the community involved, as a village. So I'm gonna start with Mark Sanchez. Mark, tell us what it's like walking somebody through the recovery process after completing treatment.
Well, the treatment process is just an introduction on what takes place and what has to continue to take place in long-term sobriety or staying clean. And what we try to do in the treatment facility is, change the mindset of the suffering individual on becoming productive members of society and engaging in outside activities such as work, and a lot of them never really had any job or any responsibility. But I also share with them on a constant basis that treatment doesn't keep you clean and sober for long term. It's just an introduction, and what needs to take place is building a relationship and network outside of a treatment industry to achieve long-term sobriety or being clean time, and that's meetings. I tell them all the time, the rubber meets the road when the rubber meets the road, and that's when you're outside in that world, and you gotta face life on life terms, and things don't go your way, because it's not about the drugs and alcohol, it's about the way we think, the way we act, the way we feel, and once we can start incorporating the meetings and just building that network outside, as you can see, we can achieve sobriety. I'll be celebrating 9 years in October, and to be quite honest, I never even went through a treatment. You know what I mean? So that's not recovery. It's where it starts. And so I encourage them to definitely build relationships outside, and I can tell him all the time, meetings, meetings, and meetings, man. Yeah.
Cool, thank you. Sonny, by the way, I've known Sonny 16, 17 years. I've asked him to sponsor me 14, 15 times. And he's never told me no. And January 16, 2012, I asked him for the last time. And I've been able to celebrate 7 years in January, and this man here took the time out of his day to take me through the 12 steps in my mom's garage in the middle of the summertime, drinking Cuban coffee and smoking cigarettes with me. So, next question is for Sonny. Great question too. What's a sponsor's role and the importance of being one?
The sponsor's role for me is to be able to carry a person through the 12 steps and 12 traditions of the program of Alcoholics Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous or whatever 12-step fellowship. To be able to guide them and give them suggestions and direction, because that's one of the things that I needed when I was new in recovery. I needed direction. It also is a person that you can start trusting in. In my addiction, I was never able to trust anyone or open up to anyone because I was always in an island of isolation. So when I got to the program, it was important to start building a relationship with a person that I can start sharing some intimate details of my life with. The importance of being a sponsor is it keeps me grounded and it keeps it fresh. And it's actually a really good feeling to be part of the solution, to have somebody that you sponsor start growing up and taking their place in life and in society and further carry the message of hope. So I believe both are important. If anybody here does
We certainly can give direction into something that everyone's fearing. So when there's fear and doubt, connect with Manny. When there's not fear and doubt, you have people that want to offer their help because they're positive, they're influential, they don't have to bring money to the table, they can bring words of wisdom. Connect with Manny, connect with his panel, connect with his group, connect with his community. Every community that's a community is not just that community. There are people that are white collar, blue collar, business people, professionals. This problem is widespread, but so are other problems. If you know someone that wants to connect in a group, in a setting, and learn something about this community, connect with Manny, connect with Mark, connect with this group. They need more powerful people. A powerful person is a voice. A powerful person is someone who can write a check. A powerful person is somebody who can bring more powerful people to make this exposure better for this community. Invite them to Manny, social media, in person, over phone calls, over lunch, over coffee. And thanks for having me today.
Before I wrap up, man, my mom and my girlfriend and my daughter are here, man. And these folks have been influential in everything I do, especially my mom. She doesn't even speak English and she's sitting here, man. So can we give her a round, man? I want to thank Zach, the Stone Zach Theater, Facebook, Instagram, and with that being said, man, thank you all, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.